I'm glad the NBA fined him because I think the comments are irresponsible. I think they're uneducated. I know allegedly he was trying to troll or whatever. This was just stupid and inappropriate. I think the NBA should have fined him more and taken a stronger stance. I think $10,000 is a slap on the wrist. But I want to just cut a layer deeper and just say, it doesn't surprise me this is going on with Golden State. This is Silicon Valley. And that environment in the San Francisco area, hyper-political, hyper-progressive. Steve Kerr's making comments about politics. Steph Curry making comments about Under Armour and politics. Colin Kaepernick with the San Francisco 49ers. So him to make these insensitive or stupid racial comments doesn't surprise me. He's in an environment that eggs this on.
You know, it is interesting. I've always loved the NBA, and I defended Kaepernick. But I think any business has to be careful that to give any employee base too much power. Like, the NBA's always been a players' league. Always has. I mean, that was 70s, that's fine. It's fair that one of these leagues is a players' league. But we are in a different time. So players now, it's not only a players' league, but what I'm finding with the NBA is it is getting highly political. Like, when I think of Golden State, even the way Mark Jackson was ousted, he was a conservative Christian. It didn't fit the ownership. Like, I'm getting to the point with Golden State where when I think of this team, politics is one of the things I think about. And that's great, but New England doesn't talk about politics. UConn women doesn't talk about politics. Alabama doesn't talk about it. The St. Louis Cardinals don't. This is great, and I know the progressives love it, and social media adores this stuff. But I just wonder, has the league given the players now too much power where they're now multiple players on a TV game will say, we're not going to play. Did you see that Saturday thing on ESPN? Yeah. That was embarrassing for the league.
And that should be interesting what Adam Silver does, because I know ABC and ESPN were like, look,
furious.
The billions that we paid you and we get a bunch of second stringers, you know, so I'm with you there. That's too much power. And it's not the players really wanting to sit, it's the coaches. But in this instance we're talking about, I'm glad the NBA fined him as well. $10,000 was not a slap on the wrist. That was a love tap on the wrist. He makes more than $11 million a year. Yep. I mean, that shows you the conflict that Adam Silver must have had. Like, wow, should I really do it? That's nothing.
We'll take $5 from him.
Yeah, exactly. So I think ideally it'll deter players from using the N-word and stuff like that in interviews. What bothered me, his use of the N-word in a public setting like that, but also he said that it's an inside joke in our locker room. We refer to somebody as master, whether it's Adam Silver in the NBA power structure or it's Steve Kerr. I'm upset or bothered that black men making millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars in some cases, are referring, even jokingly, to white men or a white man as master. That shows a slave mentality. We got to get way past that. That's disrespectful to our ancestors who were slaves, and it's disrespectful to us because we need to think of ourselves as free men in every way and sense of the word.
Looking at this, you can't ask the players, and this right here, I don't know what the question was. I would love to know what was being asked near him, what was being asked before this, before he went off into this, because that's the part of it I don't get. Why did this turn into a massive situation? Why did this turn into an N-word situation? So that's what I'm saying. So what was the joke? What was going on? And that's the part of it I would like to know. The league comes in, and if they decide to fine him, if they had something in their bylaws saying that you don't do this and we're going to fine you, okay. $10,000, I'm with you guys. You know, if you're working at the checkout stand, that's a whole lot of money. If you're playing in the NBA, that's almost like saying, you know what, because of the way it looks that we're going to do something. So those are the things that get me whenever we do all of these things, because we're talking about things that are just insensitive, and how is it taken, how is it viewed, and how is it within that group of people. I don't get so bothered by what these guys are saying and what they're doing, because you have, as an organization, given them the right to do what they want to do and say what they want to say. And this is what happens when you get these guys that are these young millionaires that have the ability and have that money to where if you're really mad at me, I don't care because I can pay for everything. They're going to do it, and that's a part of it.
I think it's almost as if the NBA is almost encouraging
It has
political
encouraged.
talk.
It has.
It feels like it.